people that work in hospitals or in hospice. I'm like, you got to do a visualization technique after you leave. If you take a shower, bath, whatever, but visualize the pain and the cancer going down the drain away from you. And I'll even say down the drain away from me. And it really does release something inside of you so that you don't carry it and it physically manifests in you, the energy of their illness. I find that important.
The more you talk to them and they recognize that it makes you happy when you look at their pictures and it brings you joy in your life and you're still living and engaging and including them in your travels by bringing their picture and propping it up and having a glass of wine for your mom in Italy. The more that you do that, the more they say, my presence doesn't hurt her, so I'm going to be there more. And it helps to give them that sort of heads up energetically. You're not hurting me by being around. It's okay. I need you in my life. And put up a fun picture of them in your office and your podcast, with a martini or whoever they were, with their million dogs or, just something fun of them. And just know when you walk into your office, just be like, hey, mom, let's hit it out of the park again today. When you talk to them, it strengthens the bond. It makes it easier for them to come through. But being blocked by pain is hard. The first 4 years after my dad died, I couldn't see him. I had to have another medium bring him through for me. And I brought through Lori Campbell was the other medium. I brought through her dad as well because we were in pain. So for you, if you don't see him all the time and you're feeling like you want more communication and you're not getting it, often it's because it has an issue. There's an issue with timing and healing.
It was just too much. And it makes so much sense now why they have difficulty like coming through and connecting. I guess they don't want you to feel more pain. Is that something?
Yes. That's exactly right. And every time that you look at their picture and you talk about them, we get that lump in our throat where, you can't get the words out or your eyes well up with tears and you can't control it and you don't want it, you're trying to function in the world of the living. And they see that and they pull back for a while. That's why they go through your friends, your cousins, other family members to get messages to you. It's not that they're not around you. They're around you constantly. They just need somebody with a clear mind to come through to. And when we're blocked by pain, it's a wall that goes up after they die. And it's sort of our soul's way to protect us from if anything else bad happened, it would destroy us. If it's difficult to get your attention by talking to you in your head or in your soul. If you're hard to get through to, they have to resort to outside forces, music, numbers, names that will trigger you to think about them. But they're pretty much puppeteering everyone around you to get messages to you to help you to move through your grief and to heal. You were given the gift of 2 years to say goodbye to your father. So they were basically saying, hey, we gave you 2 years. You hope you used it wisely. And I did. I said everything I ever needed to say to him. I feel completely at peace with that. He knew I loved him. He knows that. And then the voice said, every day you wake up is a good day. You're a day closer to seeing him again. He's not your past. He's your present and future. You're moving towards him. And that just shifted my perspective. Every day is a day closer to him. I'm moving towards him. I'm not leaving him behind. We're supposed to learn about life and death to open eyes and to help people to live better and to die better. And we're making a huge difference here. When we see our parents again, we'll never have to say goodbye again. You only say goodbye once. And I try and keep that in mind. So although it hurt, I've had more years, I'm sure, to get over, or to move through my dad's grief, the grief that I had for losing him anyways, than you have. But I got to tell you, my dad would be so proud. And I think I've actually achieved more with him by my side than we would have separately in life had he stayed in the physical world. And it was really important to my dad to make a mark in this world. And maybe for your moms too, it was important that their soul know that they made a difference for thousands of people, maybe millions one day. You do it together. Do it in their name. You honor them, and therefore they live vicariously through us. And every time we win, they feel our win, and that feels good. Often when I'm reading clients, the mother wants to be with the child. And so there was a suicidal overtone to her that I had to talk to her about. One of the things that seems to help mothers especially, and fathers, is when I say every day you wake up is a good day, you're a day closer to seeing them again. They're not your past, they're your present and future. You're moving towards them. And it helps them to get up in the morning and get out of bed, recognizing that it's a good day, that they're a day closer. But also the optic of not thinking of them as your past, where you don't want to move away from the last day they were alive. You know, you just want time to stop. But if you know that you're moving towards them, it helps you mentally to be able to visualize days being a good thing, bringing you closer to them. So
you can have a continuing relationship. It's just different. And that's the part that people have to understand and accept,
right,
that you're not going to have them back in physical form again, but they still
right,
exist, and you can have a relationship, you know, and there are methods, not just through mediums, but other ways that they can have a form of connection directly.
mm-hmm.
You know, one of the earliest ones I did that was successful was before going to bed at night, I asked for a visit with Brandon, and I did it in a prayerful way, and asked to remember it. And that night, now this has only happened one time. Now he's been in dreams and things, but this time was extremely vivid, more vivid than waking reality. So I felt I was really at a meeting point between this world and the next, you know. It was a 3-walled white room, just glowing white. And where the fourth wall should have been was infinity. It looked like the universe.
Wow. People who are more emotionally available tend to be able to connect, or that don't carry guilt. Guilt can act as a block between you and the person trying to get through to you, has to go through other people because your walls went up high and thick when they died. And so it's harder for them to come through to you, but it's not that they're not there for you. And it does matter, the person. It's interesting that people will make a blanket statement like that. Well, if there's signs, why don't I get any? Well, maybe you do. Maybe you dismiss them because you explain them away in your head. And so it does no good. And after a while, they stop sending signs because you're not acknowledging their presence in your life. Closing your eyes can help, and it can help you to focus. And I always suggest they have a pad of paper and a pencil, and they sit there and talk to the person that they want to communicate with, and just let your hands start writing down words that pop into your head or images that pop into your head. It's a good way to start the communication process. And when I finish each reading, mediumship reading, I say, before you go to bed tonight, I want you to put up a picture of them at the age they say they are, because they always give the age they reverted to, which was their heaven on earth. So they have that image of them instead of how they looked when they died. Then you say, you start thinking of all the happy memories. You can't think about the death or anything connected to the death. It has to be everything connected to their life. Then you say, I'm ready for a visit, with a smile on your face, and go to sleep. You've raised your frequency, closing